Okay, good morning. It's 10 o'clock. We'll officially call this session of the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to order for Tuesday, September 9th. Please stand for the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please do the prayer.
Lord, we thank you again for this day, for our blessings and our challenges. We ask you to help us to meet those challenges and do in accordance with your will today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Stacy?
Here.
Commissioner Zola?
Here.
Commissioner Whitmer?
Here.
For the signing of the journal, and I'll accept a motion to approve the DVD recording of the previous board session from Tuesday, September 2nd, and the index.
Make a motion as outlined.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved. All right. Adjustments to the agenda. I've got an update under new business. I'll add about the Erie Basin RC&D annual meeting. What else, Andrew?
I'd give a little update on the, Mike DeWine's wife was in town this morning.
Okay.
Oh, and Mike Dell wanted me to mention the noise over here at the building. And then nothing you can do, really. I'll mention it.
Okay.
I kind of like to have an update on where we stand at with the museum and the heating issue and so forth.
Okay. Put that under old. Stacy?
That sheriff's request, and I have old business, the cemetery. And we did get, I didn't know if you've seen this, the Department of Transportation invitation to a open house on September 24th.
December 24th?
Or September, did I say December? September.
I don't know what you said. I heard the 24th is all.
I meant September. I think it's on our calendar, but I didn't know if you guys wanted to RSVP for that, if
That's
you
in
guys already
Bowling
did.
Green?
Yeah.
I'm just getting back that day.
Anything else, Nicole? Okay, starting with old business, let's start with the cemetery.
Old business, Dean said that they've got the cemetery stones up. I'm gonna add a little bit of new business because the cemetery, we have 4 more bodies going in out there tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. The state is paying for the stones for these individuals because they were ordered to the state. So we have 4 more going in tomorrow. And then the other stones that were going to be replaced have been replaced.
They're gonna put stones in that are conformed to the
Yes.
stones that we already have out there.
They had talked to Willie's to get the price, and state's gonna take care of that.
Where were these folks
The,
from, or what's?
Developmental Center, Tiffin
Okay.
Developmental Center.
Okay.
So,
Apparently, they were cremated a while back and they've been holding,
trying
waiting
to
to
find.
see if any family comes
Oh, I
forward.
see.
So it's not, there was like, it was a major accident or anything
Right.
like that, and it wasn't all at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like when she first told me, I was going, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case.
No, they
Yeah.
just, they've been trying to locate family, and
Okay.
so we said we would do that. So Mark's gonna take care of the digging for
Gonna
us,
open the grave.
and they'll be in tomorrow at 10 to do those.
Great.
So. So I had on cemetery.
All right. Museum update. I just asked Tanya, and she hasn't dug into anything much further, because she doesn't know what there really is that she has to show different than what Mark showed. I mean, just the fact that the energy costs were more, yes, the control system is different. That's going to account for a percentage of a bit of an increase because it wasn't controlled the way they were.
Right.
But in the end, versus turning it down and then cranking it back up, because of the more days closed, yeah, probably a little higher, but I don't know that that would be more than 20%. The reason for the increase is the cost of the energy and the cold winter we had. Something I guess I would be interested in seeing, and I don't know how can we ask it's the Historical Society is managing, not the, right, ask them just kind of a rundown of, maybe on an annual basis, you know, I don't mean tomorrow, maybe at the end of this year, to kind of know what their operating cost has been, you know, what kind of revenue have they received, what kind of expenses have they endured, you know, those kind of things, just to kind of see how things on that, I mean, is that fair enough that we can ask for that? Obviously, if they want to do it based on a, whatever, 6-month or 12-month period, starting whenever and ending whenever, we then can look at this, and maybe we can kind of see how that's been, and maybe we can give them a little assistance towards this. I don't know that we can't offset the whole increase of an energy bill, I guess that's my opinion. But if there's a way we can kind of look at things overall, again, they're managing this on an agreement we have with them. Just so, unless that's something we have and I just haven't seen it.
We haven't got an update like that from them this year, no.
Okay.
Tanya did say when she was going back through her history of some of the bills, it's actually decreased since we've had it, since we originally had it and we're paying the bills. She went back historically, and I know rates have a big difference, but it has gone down. I mean, last year with the
They have
really
saved money
cold-
over when we were doing it.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking at the years past, when we were paying the bills were much higher than, so, I mean, they're doing whatever they can to
Yeah.
keep the bills down.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely sure they are, but I know they would be interested in, you know, from
Yeah.
some assistance from us, either on this bill or just in general, because they have their expenses they're enduring and so forth, but I guess I'd kind of like to see how those things are, and with this factored into that, and I know we're not to the end of the year yet, but looking at where we're at, if there's maybe a little something we could do. But I'd like to see those numbers.
Sure.
To make that
I can make sure
determination.
I can see if they can do that before we start our budgeting process. So if there is something that they
Yeah.
absolutely need, or
Yeah.
some adjustments that we need to be made, I can see if they'll do that.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, the only thing I have a problem with is, you know, we put a system in, and the reason to put the system in is the lower cost. And I realized that it was a exceptional winter this year, but fact is the bills went up 4 months, $200 a month. Concerns me. We invested $750,000 to reduce costs, and it's really difficult to get your hands around that. I understand because of fluctuation, but I mean, I can certainly see their concern.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it, but, you know, what I've asked Tanya to do that is you can't track the bill every month because electric rates keep going up. What we do is we have to track kilowatt hours used and do that over a period of a couple of years. Because I'd like to be able to set back in 2-3 years and say, okay, was this a good investment or not?
Right.
And you can't look at the bill because we all know electric rates keep rise. And kilowatt hours are gonna be based on, you know, if it's a bad winter or a good winter. But if you start doing it over a period of a couple, 2-3 years, then you can turn around and say, okay, this was a wise investment for the county, or we wasted county money. So, but I have concern with that. I don't know what we can do, but
Yeah.
other than just continue to track it and see if we can see a pattern.
And I think Earl was in there and made some changes and showed them, at least he indicated he did, went over there and made some changes and showed them how they can change it. Because I think what they used to do when they weren't in there, they would just bump the heat down,
Right.
so it wasn't heating so much when they were there, or vice versa, so.
Which it would do in the new system with an unoccupied, like ours does, an
Yeah.
unoccupied level and an occupied level. And
Yeah.
whether that's censored or on a clock, I don't know
Mhm.
how that works in all buildings, but it might have been set at higher than what they would do.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
But again, you have to factor in how long it takes to get it back up to the temperature you need it at when it's open.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else anybody else has on that? Let's go ahead. Okay. Guess the rest was new. Let's hit some of the things we added before we go to, getting everything scheduled. Before we go to the printed resolutions, the Erie Basin RC&D meeting, which is the Resource Conservation and Development Board, which is a 10-county organization. I sit on that board. The annual meeting is this Friday, and George Fruth and Janet Freeman, Dell, whichever way. And myself are the Seneca County representatives. And since the annual meeting is here in Seneca County, it's at the Franciscan Earth Literacy Center at the Sisters of St. Francis on Friday. She left me a voicemail this morning and she says, well, since it's here, why don't you ask Jeff and Fred, or let them know in case they want to come. And if you do, let me know and I will tell them for the count. It's at 9:30 in the morning till noon.
I'm out.
You're gone,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll check.
Okay. They're gonna tour the Straw House and, like I said, the representatives from the other counties all come to these meetings, so forth. So that's Friday. Mrs. DeWine's visit.
Wasn't much to tell, but I got in early this morning, started reading my emails, and Aaron, the mayor, had sent an email, must have been late yesterday, that
Sometime
Mrs.
yesterday, yeah.
DeWine was coming this morning at 8 o'clock, so I hustled over there. And had a nice visit. She just wanted to hear what was going on in Seneca County and give a little update on some things from Mike's office. Maybe a half-hour meeting.
Noise.
And then on the way back, I ran into Mike Dell. They're jackhammering right outside his window. There's not a whole lot you can do. I mean, it's Klaus working on the building, and this is the first they've jackhammered, but I guess it is pretty noisy right there in his office. I told him there wasn't probably much we could do. They've got to do the work, and it's usually during business hours they do the work.
And it's on that building.
Yeah, we
Yes.
didn't know they were coming. They were supposed to give us at least 24 hours notice before they came. And when Nikki got the call this morning from Mike, we had no idea
Yeah.
else was starting
About a
today, so.
20-second
It was
notice.
something in our phones.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, is this our phones, really?
I would suspect they're probably already done jackhammer.
Yeah.
I mean, for the amount of money that Lennox charges, there's not gonna be a tremendous amount of work.
I guess they were working in the basement first, and then they must have jackhammered something on top.
That's where they felt that a lot of the water infiltration was coming, is in that front, what used to be the front door of the old bank, so.
Okay, well, he just wanted to make everyone aware of it.
Okay. Sheriff's request, did you wanna hit that?
Yes, I know there was some conversation, I think with Fred and Sheriff Sheriff was talking about his old 2004 Crown Victoria he used for the warrant transport vehicle. He's got 180,000 miles on it, getting pretty worn down, and they use that to transport between states. They said they've been over to 16 different states, so it saved us money. We're not having to fly inmates in and out and not having to. He uses the vehicle, so it asked if we would get prices, or if Sheriff would get prices, and he got prices from I think Tiffin Ford. And price for the vehicle, I think I emailed you this morning, $27,000. So they're equipping it would be about $30,000 for this.
Total cost, is that a van or a car?
It's the Explorer, so
That's an
$30,000.
SUV, isn't it?
Yep,
Yes.
the small one, just like his, just like the Sheriff has.
So total cost would be what?
30,000.
He put 30,000 just to cover any of the equipment, the radios and everything, to put all that stuff in this vehicle. The truck itself is 27, and equipping it, he put total 30, so.
ICE, where do we stand out with ICE for the year?
I just mentioned that the industrial management the other day, we're projected to bring in $1.75 million, 1.75. At the end of August, we brought in almost 1.3, so we're ahead. Collections for this year. I would guess if we keep it this rate, we'll be close to 2 million. by the
But
time
I
we're-
thought Bill, in talking with the sheriff the other week, he felt that for the remainder of the year, it's gonna kind of tone down a
Well,
little
that
bit.
could be.
Apparently, there's some Obama doing something and they're not arresting the immigrants or
That could be.
whatever, so
Yeah.
he felt he felt that it was gonna come in pretty close to what budget was.
Okay.
So I don't
Okay.
think we could anticipate, at least based on his information, we could anticipate additional. You know, so I just have a problem with the percentages. I wish I knew dollar-wise, you know, how much are we up for the year? Because, you know, I guess the sheriff's talking about making a request before the end of the year of an additional 180,000.
Yeah, they didn't, when they did their budget request, their food line, they were looking at previous years, what they had requested instead of what they actually needed. So he was about 100,000 low on what he requested. just in his food line for the jail side, so that's the big one. The rest of them, he hasn't sent me the request yet, but I
Yeah.
called and talked to him, and he said it's, repairs and contract services, just those little lines.
Do you get any
So,
indication from any of the other departments? Are they gonna come back in the last quarter of the year and hit us up?
I have not heard from anybody.
I mean, because this,
I'm
we're
going through the
talking about
report today.
210,000
Right.
right now, if we, and I'm supportive of the vehicle. If, it's one of these things, if you don't keep the fleet up, all of a sudden, one year, you're hit with 5 vehicles replaced. You never can afford it,
Yeah.
but it's worse if you don't, then all of a sudden you get caught up in it.
And we kinda got a good thing going right now, we got our numbers up, I don't wanna put that in danger if we lose the transport vehicle, because it breaks down.
And I appreciate that he's telling us that, there's anticipate another 180. I mean, that way we're not blindsided.
And we do not have that request yet.
No,
The only
no.
thing we have is the
Yeah, he was just estimating too, so.
Yeah, and that may be less than that, but I think we need to at least keep that in the back of our mind as we go.
Yeah.
I was looking
Can somebody
at
give me a dollar figure on where we are with, instead of the percentages? I mean,
1.26 million.
no, I'm looking at budget-wise. No, ice-wise, I don't think we're gonna, where last year we had a windfall, which certainly helped. But based on what the sheriff's telling me, I don't think we can anticipate. Now, things may change, you know how government is, but I don't think that it would be wise for us to anticipate that it's gonna be over.
Which number did you
Yeah,
want?
expenses or revenue? Which one?
Expenses versus revenue. I mean,
Go
this,
first.
yeah, let's, what is this as of September 1st?
Well, actual revenues, we've got in 11.6, and we spent 11, just barely over 11,020, 11 million,
11 million, okay.
Yeah.
But how does that 11 million comparison to budget, what we should have spent at that time? According to that,
Well-
the last that I looked, I thought we were
We don't run a
gonna.
budget year to date, we run the budget, the budget is the 12 months,
Yeah.
and the budget is 16.8.
Yeah.
The last that I took a snapshot of it, which was about 6 weeks ago, it looked like we were gonna end about 400,000 or 500,000 over budget. How do I say that? That revenue was gonna be over expenses. So with that in case, if that still holds true, then that request and potential new request is feasible.
Yeah, it looks like we're sitting at about $600,000. If you look at the revenue compared to expenses, we're in the 600,000 positive.
If
I'd
they get
make a
Walmart-
recommend-
If they get Walmart back open.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
I
so
know.
seriously, kids gonna be ahead, I mean,
Yeah, I mean-
people are gonna mob, Kroger's and the IGA and that for groceries, but some of those other things are,
Gonna go upper or?
they're going to
Vermont or-
depart the county for, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Was out of town this weekend, and all of a sudden, when I come back, I didn't realize they're gonna be closed for, well, I hope to get the grocery store open, but still, I wonder what kind of net revenue loss that. When we get the money from the state, they don't tell us where it comes from, do they?
No.
From what I, so is it that Walmart give us this much and?
No, we don't know the breakdown. Who's-
Yeah,
who's
so,
got- no.
we don't know what the potential loss is. Ugh. That's scary.
And they said it could take, up to 2 weeks before they get a full shipment back in, ready to
Yeah.
go?
Unbelievable.
Well, the only question before us right now is the transport.
Yeah.
And I think it just makes sense. If he's got 180,000 and he's recommending it, and you're only talking, 30,000 is 30,000, but when you're shipping
Yeah.
people around that much, I think it almost has to be done.
I would make a recommendation that we approve that request for the maximum 30,000 for the transportation vehicle. It's got 180,000. I wouldn't want to transport some prisoner with something with 200,000 on it, miles.
All right, well, I'll have Tanya get the resolutions ready for, I guess next week is our Thursday week. We've switched from Tuesday to Thursday next week,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's right.
I'll have her get it ready for Thursday. And then put it in place and I'll tell him it's okay.
Okay, the ODOT meeting, September 24th, you mentioned?
Yes.
I don't, I didn't get through, see all my emails this morning, was it in today? I didn't see
It
it
looks
yet.
like it's a
Everything I read yesterday?
2016 to 2019 statewide transportation improvement program. They're talking about coordinating, collaborating, trying to figure out future projects in the rural areas. So they've invited us September 24th from 3 to 6 Bowling Green. It will be an open house format.
Open house.
Yes. Enabling you the opportunity to arrive at your convenience. Purpose of this meeting is to share a current list of projects scheduled for state fiscal year 16 to 19. In addition, ODOT would like for you to share other transportation concerns where the local officials and ODOT may be able to work together in the future.
I will look at the calendar. I can look at
Okay,
the
yeah,
calendar.
me too.
Okay.
I'll look at the calendar.
I think Nikki's got it on the calendar, so.
You guys are.
So, figured we're talking about a lot of road projects, so I didn't know if anybody was interested in going.
Oh, and other, I guess old business, we don't have the formal letter yet, but I asked Don Corley, I can never say his name, with WSOS, and he said our letter should be coming, and he is saying that he has seen documentation that we are getting the CHIP grant that Seneca County applied for, which is the $975,000. And his email said I could publicly share that. I don't have it in writing yet.
That was the joint application with Tiffin and
The Fostoria.
Fostoria.
Yeah. He asked me to quote what all our projects were without grabbing my folder, but we'll be getting documentation on that soon. All right. We'll begin with the resolutions.
All right. I have an appropriation adjustment within the M&R Fund 020, moving $2,000 from equipment to their materials line. I have an appropriation adjustment within the general fund, moving $814.69 from insurance premiums to mail supply. This is to get us through the rest of the year. I imagine ink and for the mailroom. I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations for the general fund. This is putting an additional $3,000 into economic development. There seemed to be an issue getting the bill paid for the ODOT study. We had to have it re-invoiced, and the additional $3,000 was gonna be paid into the county instead of to ODOT as the rest of them were. I don't know why we changed that, but that's the way they wanted it done, so we've had to increase revenue by the $3,000 donation. We're gonna have to turn around and pay out the $15,500, so imagine we're gonna have to change the resolution we did last year because we only said we were gonna pay the $12,500. So,
But the total 12.5 did come in from private donation.
Yes.
The way the auditor wanted to list it,
most of it already went to ODOT, the checks were wrote to ODOT, they weren't from us, but, this last one, she wanted it all to run through our revenue, but it's not our revenue, so but this one hadn't come in yet, so it was made into the county, so we're gonna end up paying out the $15,500 on it instead of the.
15.5 and the 3,000 is gonna go in as donation for the.
Yeah, it's just donated to the county before it goes to ODOT instead, so.
We're in that government account.
Yep. I have the supplement to permanent appropriation from the Public Assistance Fund, 030, putting $350,000 into their public assistance line. A resolution authorizing an appropriation adjustment within the general fund, moving $100 from contract repairs to contracts or other expense. This is at the request of the treasurer's office. I think that was an additional one. Oh, she did get it on the agenda. David had just put it into a different line and needed to put it into other. So, moving that around. I have a resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the Benner property for the HSTS program. It will be Tuesday, October 7th, 2014 at 10 o'clock a.m. at the Seneca County Commissioner's Office. have a resolution authorizing the hazardous materials plan as submitted by the Emergency Planning Commission. And this is a request from Dave Gross. We have a resolution authorizing participation agreement with the County Commissioners Association Services Corporation on behalf of the Seneca County Department of Job and Family Services. This is for the help of the locate non-custodial parent services primarily focused on prison data program on behalf of the county, or Job and Family Services. And that's all I have.
I move we approve.
I second it.
We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? Got one. The hazardous materials plan from Dave Gross. So is that plan came through his committee? Because we haven't had a meeting.
No, the meeting
Or
actually
is it a root?
this one's the routine one we sign that he sends down. He's gonna go over the new bylaws and everything that we discussed at the last meeting. I guess the meeting's Tuesday at 10 o'clock. I just found that out this morning.
Yeah, we won't be
Site.
there, we'll be at that OSU
Yeah,
thing.
I'll go out
You're
there.
on too, aren't you?
Yeah.
You'll be there.
I'll be at the LAPC
Okay.
meeting, yeah.
This, they update every year, and it's, I think, they basically update phone numbers, where the chemicals are located, maybe Tiffin Farmer sets up a new chemical storage place, or something like
Okay,
that.
so it's not anything
It's not a major rewrite. of it.
major renewal, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I just knew there was some bylaw changes and other things coming, and I'm thinking that this sounded like it was something separate from that, but I
Yeah,
wasn't
yep.
sure, just wanted to know. Okay.
Yep, yep. That'll be discussed, I guess, at the meeting on Tuesday.
Okay. Any other questions on any of the resolutions? Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Whitener?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes, all approved.
I would like to, of course, next Tuesday, I'm not gonna be here, but the commissioners meeting is gonna be on the 18th, but I won't be here either. The following week, I don't return until the 24th. Did we determine we were gonna move the Tuesday meeting to Thursday? If we don't, then I miss 2 meetings then.
Actually, we have a Tuesday and Thursday board that meeting, so we could cancel
Wanna
Tuesday
Cancel
since
the
we're
Tuesday
doing.
and just move it to the 25th?
So we're gonna have one the 18th, the 25th, and then the 30th.
Yeah. Then I would only miss 1 meeting then.
So,
Yeah, that's fine, because we already
Because
had,
the 16th
the Thursday on the schedule.
Yeah, the 16th has already been changed because you guys are attending that meeting, the 18th, so I'll miss the 18th. And the 23rd, if we move that to the 25th, then I would only miss 1.
18th and 25th.
Mhm. And then we'll have one the 30th.
30th.
Usually the last Thursday is to catch up at the end of the year, but we will have one on the 30th
Yeah.
too.
And not the 23rd.
Not the 23rd.
Okay, gotcha.
That works for you guys.
Yep, that looks good.
Citizens' comments at this time. Does anybody have comments or questions? Anything? Seeing none.
Easy day.
Okay. Nothing else for the good of the order? Motion to adjourn?
I move.
Seconded.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Approved, 10:29.